Cell organelles. As in our previous classes, we discussed that cell organelles, these are some of the parts of cell. However, we discussed about cell also, that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life, and for every living organism, for being living, cell is very important part. Means that it is the smallest or basic unit that is responsible for building the whole organism, and the functions are also actually performed by the cell only. But here one question arises in our mind, that if cell is responsible for functioning of all the different functions which are performed by the living beings, if the cell is responsible for those functions, then is that cell alone responsible, or there are certain parts within the cell which are performing those functions? Means if we discuss about certain functions, if they are divided into some different parts, then it becomes very easy to complete a particular task. But if only one part is performing all the functions, then it becomes very hard. So similarly it happens in cell also. There is division of labor, this we have discussed in our previous lecture, that there is division of labor, means that the whole labor or the whole functioning of cell, whether it is production of energy, whether it is storage of certain molecules, whether it is some transport process, all the functions are divided among different parts of cell. So those different parts of cell are known as cell organelles. So these are some specific parts within it which are responsible for performing some specific functions. It means that cell organelles are specific. That is not the matter that single organelle will perform all the functions or two or more functions. No. Now there are specific parts for specific functions. So these are the cell organelles which are present in the cell, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Second one is Golgi apparatus, then mitochondria, plastids, vacuoles, lysosomes, ribosomes, centrosomes and centrioles. So these are the different organelles which are present in cell. We will discuss about each organelle in detail. So first one is endoplasmic reticulum. As we have earlier discussed that cell organelles, these are the parts within the cell and responsible for performing specific functions. So first one, endoplasmic reticulum, it is also present scattered within the cytoplasm. All the cell organelles are present within cytoplasm only. So endoplasmic reticulum, it is in the form of a network of membranes, and it is present in all the eukaryotic cells. What are eukaryotic cells? Eukaryotic cells are the cells which contain well-defined nucleus and membrane bound cell organelles. So on the basis of nucleus or the membranes present around those cell organelles, there are two types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So eukaryotic cells, they contain endoplasmic reticulum. Then at some places these are connected with plasma membrane, and somewhere it is scattered within the cytoplasm. I'll tell you later on that where it is, which type of endoplasmic reticulum is scattered and which one is attached to the nuclear membrane or plasma membrane. See what happens. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. First one is rough endoplasmic reticulum and second one is smooth. So as the name suggests, that rough endoplasmic reticulum, it means that its surface is rough, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum means its surface is smooth. Now there is again a question that why it is known as rough and this one is smooth. So this we will discuss in next slide. Firstly we will discuss that there is a note written here. Endoplasmic reticulum is absent in prokaryotic cells and mammalian RBCs. Means endoplasmic, as I told you that endoplasmic reticulum is present in all the eukaryotic cells, but in prokaryotic cells it is absent, whereas there is an exception. Means mammals, you know, mammals, they are eukaryotic, but RBC is present in mammals. RBCs means red blood corpuscles. So in RBCs it is absent, means that it is an exception. Now let's discuss first type of endoplasmic reticulum, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum. So as I told you that rough endoplasmic reticulum is rough. Why? Because on its surface, when we say that something is rough, means when it is not smooth, or we can say that if some ridges and grooves are there on its surface. Now, or we can say that if something is present on the surface in not continuously, irregularly. So those ribosomes we will discuss later. Ribosomes, these are the granule-like structures. These are also some type of cell organelles which are present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. So these are some spherical granules which are present on rough endoplasmic reticulum irregularly. So that is why rough endoplasmic reticulum is rough, and it is also known as in short RER. Then what is the function of RER? So its main function is to accumulate and transport proteins made on ribosomes. As we will discuss it later that what is the function of ribosomes and how they are formed. But see, ribosomes, these are very important, although these are very small granules, but these are very important for the cell. Why? Because these are the parts or those cell organelles which are responsible for making proteins. So ribosomes are also known as protein factories or the site of protein synthesis. It means that ribosomes are responsible for protein synthesis, and if RER is facilitating the surface for existence of ribosomes, then it means that RER is also equally important for making proteins, because they provide the surface for ribosomes. So this we have discussed previously that this is the nucleus. It is the control unit of cell, and it is present in animal cell, it is present in the center of the cell, and in plant cells it is present in the periphery. Now as we discussed right now that rough endoplasmic reticulum, it is rough because ribosomes are present, and in previous slide I told you that there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, rough and smooth. And one more thing we discussed, that in some of the cases these endoplasmic reticulum, they are scattered throughout the cytoplasm, and in some cases these are attached to the nuclear membrane. So you can see here that there is a membrane or membranous structure which is attached to the outer nuclear membrane. So this membranous structure is nothing but it is endoplasmic reticulum. And as you can see that some granules are also present over the surface. These granules are in the same manner they are present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, and these granules are ribosomes. So this is nucleus, these are ribosomes, this one is rough endoplasmic reticulum. So I think that an image of very rough image of endoplasmic reticulum, it is set in your mind. Now, this one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. As we discussed right now that smooth endoplasmic and rough endoplasmic reticulum, two types of endoplasmic reticulum are present. So we discussed rough endoplasmic reticulum that is found attached to the nuclear membrane. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is not present attached to the nuclear membrane, but it is scattered throughout the cytoplasm. So why it is smooth? Because it is devoid of ribosomes. Ribosomes are not present on its surface, that is why its surface is smooth. And it is associated with the secretion of lipids. You know, lipid means the fat molecules. So proteins are synthesized in ribosomes, and ribosomes are present on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Means rough endoplasmic reticulum is also providing some function of protein synthesis. But smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is scattered within the cytoplasm and it is responsible for secretion of lipids. So the lipids and proteins which are synthesized in endoplasmic reticulum, and they are useful in formation of plasma membrane. Now, second cell organelle which we are going to discuss is Golgi apparatus. You know, Golgi apparatus, it is the very important cell organelle that was discovered firstly. This name was given by a famous biologist, Camillo Golgi. Camillo Golgi, he found that there are certain, again, some membranous structures present within the cytoplasm which are responsible for performing very important functions. So what are these Golgi apparatus? See, firstly, Golgi apparatus is also known as Golgi bodies. Somewhere you will find it as Golgi complex. Somewhere it is simply written Golgi. So don't be confused. Golgi apparatus, complex, bodies, these are same thing. Now, what are these Golgi bodies? These are certain modifications of molecules, or we can say that it is responsible for certain modifications of some molecules which take place into this complex structure, and this modification occurs in an orderly fashion. See, you can see here on the topmost corner it is written cis phase. What is cis phase? Cis phase of a Golgi stack, it is end of organelle where substances enter from endoplasmic reticulum for processing. See, then there is a complex structure, and after passing this complex structure, this trans phase that is present on the bottommost part. So this trans phase, it is the phase where they exit in the form of smaller detached vesicles. You can see here vesicles are also present. See, vesicles are present in the trans phase region. Transphase region. So now what are these cis phase and trans phase? Cis phase, it is the phase, or this is the structure which is showing a convex phase, and the trans phase, it is little bit concave. So cis phase is convex phase which it shaped, or it faces towards the endoplasmic reticulum, and it receives the vacuoles from endoplasmic reticulum, and these vacuoles then fuse with the cis phase of Golgi apparatus, and it leads to the enzymes inside this cisternae. So what is cisternae? Cisternae, it is the some flat sac like membranes. So these cisternae, here you can see these are certain flattened sac. Then inside there is some space, hollow space. This portion is lumen, and in the transphase region there are certain newly formed vesicles and secretory vesicles. You know that lysosomes are, these are also some cell organelles. Lysosomes are the secretory vesicles which are formed in the Golgi complex only. So these secretory vesicles, they contain certain enzymes, and out of these secretory vesicles, certain vesicles are lysosomes only. So it means that Which cell organelle is responsible for forming lysosomes? These are Golgi apparatus. So as we discussed right now that Golgi apparatus it was described by Camillo Golgi, and it consists of flattened sacs in the form of vesicles, and these vesicles are known as cisternae. So in plant cells, Golgi apparatus consists of several freely distributed subunits called dictyosomes. So in plant cell it is in the form of freely distributed subunits, and it is also known as dictyosomes. It means that Golgi apparatus is present in plant cell, but it is known as dictyosome. So the functions of Golgi apparatus are synthesis of cell wall, plasma membrane and lysosomes. Second function is secretion of mucus, enzymes, hormones and storage of secretory products. So several functions are performed by this small Golgi complex, that it is responsible for synthesis of certain membranes. It is responsible for mainly secretion and storage of those secretory products. Now the next organelle that we will discuss is third one, mitochondria. You know that for every body, not only the body of living being, for every part to function, there is the need of power supply. You know that in your houses also there is a need of power supply. Then if we go to certain industries or factories, there are also power supply, power is needed for functions. So here also, because our body is also a kind of factory or some kind of that machinery which needs a power. So from where this power comes? This power comes from the mitochondria. So we must say that mitochondria is a very important cell organelle that is known as powerhouse of cell. Powerhouse of cell means that it is responsible for providing power to cell. It is a double membrane structure, and it has a deeply folded inner membrane. See, in the diagram also you can see that one outer membrane is there, one inner membrane is there, and inner membrane is having certain folds, finger-like structures. Those finger-like structures or folds are known as cristae. So inner membrane is deeply folded. It forms finger-like projections called cristae, so that surface area is increased. So to maximize the surface area, finger-like projections are present. Now what is the need of maximizing the area? See, or how this mitochondria provides the power. See what happens. The energy which we are getting from the food. Why we take food? Because we need energy. And from the food we get energy. But the energy which we get from the food, it is not taken directly in that form by the cell. Means cell is not able to utilize it in the form in which we intake. Then what has to be done? So there is a cell organelle present inside the cell which converts the energy which we have taken from the food. That energy is converted into usable form. Now again, there might be a question in your mind that what is the meaning of usable form? Usable form means the energy which can be utilized by the cell. Means to convert it into that form which can be utilized by the cell. So mitochondria it has a very important role in cellular respiration through the production of ATP. Using chemical energy, it is found in the glucose and other nutrients. So what happens? Certain enzymes are included in this process, So with the help of those enzymes, mitochondria is able to convert the energy which we have taken from the food, that is some chemical energy, is converted into the form of ATP. What is ATP? It is adenosine triphosphate. So chemical energy is converted in the form of adenosine triphosphate, and that can be utilized by the cell. So it means that mitochondria is responsible for providing power to the cell. Now, as I told you that it is deeply folded, inner membrane is deeply folded. Why this membrane is deeply folded? Because if there will be maximum surface area, maximum reactions will take place. And if maximum reactions will take place, the maximum ATP molecules will be formed. So, to provide more surface area for maximum reactions of ATP formation, this membrane is deeply folded. So that's all for today. We discussed three different cell organelles, that is endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria and Golgi complex. Remaining cell organelles we will discuss in our next class. So thanks for watching.